So, hello guys, and welcome to this new challenge, if you like, where we're going to be taking control of the nation of Serbia in the Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn mod. So, for those who don't know, Hearts of Iron 4 is a World War II strategy game, but the Millennium Dawn mod takes that game into the modern era with two potential start dates, one for the year 2000 and one for the year 2017, which is the one we're going to be playing today. So our goal for this challenge is to expand Serbia's influence and expand its territories within the nations of former Yugoslavia, and eventually reunite them under Serbian rule once again. So we start off as a fairly weak nation in this mod. We're going to start off with the political reform national focus, just fairly basic, gives us a bit of political power, which is never a bad thing. We have a few military divisions, which we can assign to this general. Ironically, we have more generals than divisions. Basically we have two division templates. There's this one, which is sort of quite usual for the mod. Again, one of the things about this mod is that the division templates are all over the place. You see, we have like motorized infantry, tanks, even in like a basic infantry division, and also self-propelled artillery and these engineer battalions. We also have one division, which is this, I don't know what you want to call it, like militia slash infiltration division, but it is pretty weak. It's literally only one battalion in the division, and the only reason you might want to build many of these is to make sure that you have enough divisions to cover an entire front, whereas maybe your opponent, being a weaker Balkan nation, might not have enough divisions to cover the entire front, and then you can just penetrate with many divisions rather than having a few but stronger divisions. As for research, we're going to go with construction. It's sort of a clean slate for this research right at the start. Also going to go with this to increase our military output. We're going to research the new small arms. Oh, I think I accidentally researched that, so there you go. And also we're going to do this improvement for our soft attack on our artillery pieces, artillery units. Construction, well, we technically can build some civilian factories, but it's going to take us until the 23rd of June 2020 for them to actually finish. So basically the only way we can actually get any sort of industry is through these focuses. So like light industry investments gives us one civilian factory, and so does mobilize the working class. So bearing that in mind, we're going to produce some small arms, and even though we have one one military factory spare, we can't afford to build anything else because we've run out of iron, and I can't really sacrifice a civilian factory to trade for more iron, because we need to really preserve our civilian factories here at the start of the game. So one of the great things about this mod, and which is pretty unique to it, is this interface. It's completely absent in the vanilla Hearts of Iron 4. It's sort of your government laws, where you spend money, your budget, and one of the things we're going to do is decrease this from police state to the second highest one, because to decrease the amount we're spending on internal security. Also, we're going to increase our conscription laws, because we have problems with manpower. So that's about it. We're also going to probably later increase to fast growth, and eventually we're going to want to go to neo-imperialism, so that we can then justify wars on these neighbouring nations. But, and here's the important thing, is to go to neo-imperialism, we need to have an autocratic ruling party, so a non-democratic / authoritarian ruling party. And currently we have a democratic coalition. So I think you can see where this is going. We're going to spend a little bit for a nationalist propaganda campaign, which is going to increase the popularity of this party, which is basically the most popular party that we can make, that we can use to take control of the country for in order for us to then get neo-imperialism, rather than some of the weaker authoritarian parties. And eventually we're going to want to hold these extraordinary elections, and then hopefully the party will win, and we can then we'll be more we'll have more freedom in who we can justify wars on. We could also, when they reach a 20% popularity, we could start a civil war, but that just sort of leaves your nation crippled, and I don't think that's the best way to go about things. As for our air force, we have some planes in reserve, but we at the start we don't quite have enough manpower to actually deploy all of them, so that's the most we can do right now. And let's also get them to do some military exercises. So it's now mid-March 2017, and we've completed our first national focus, so it's time to pick a new one. And we're going to go with the light industry investments. Let's get ourselves some civilian factories. By the way, our support for the radical nationalist party is increasing due to the propaganda campaigns. We could also spend political power to increase their popularity, which, you know, why not? It is quite expensive, 100 for like 2%, but does seem to be increasing. We still probably shouldn't trade for iron just yet. Although, actually, we could lease some industrial complexes, which gives us a few off-map civilian factories, and then we can actually trade with, let's say, Russia for 6 iron. And that means we can now also build... Alright, what do we have a deficit of? Oh dear. We still have a deficit of small arms, but that's going to increase. So yeah, we should probably build some of these vehicles. Modify government. I think I'm going to keep it as it is for now, and then increase this, the local security later. Let's ignore that. We have no divisions in training. I'm going to probably train some of these weak divisions, but I'll do that when I have enough small arms to actually supply them. So I also have enough manpower to deploy these 50 helicopters. Basically deploy all my planes right now. Also these strike fighters and these jets. We actually have somewhat of an air force. Pretty large for the region. Obviously we can't build any more planes. And let's get them to do some exercises. Nice. Apparently, despite being landlocked, we actually have a navy. Somewhat ironic. And we can assign an admiral to said navy. So we're going to go with the ease of business reforms for our next focus. We're also now at 21% support for this party. Sorry, I don't know why it didn't register. As for other things, I'm going to start deploying one of these specially weak brigades. We should have enough equipment. I'll just check. Yeah, I think that's enough to supply that. And... oh, look at that. Emmanuel Macron has formed a new government in France. So I think on that note, we might also want to... well, we could launch the uprising straight away, but that will just cause a civil war, which we don't really want. I think I'll wait for the nationalist propaganda to finish, and then I'll hold these elections, and hopefully, by that time, it'll be quite certain that the Nationalist Party will win. We've finished this research, and I think the next thing we're going to go for is these infantry automatic rifles, because infantry is going to be the priority for our country going forward. Okay, I think now is the time to begin these new extraordinary elections. Let's go. Election day. Now, what else can we do? Well, let's boost our nationalist party. Why not? They don't seem to have increased too much. Ah! The game actually seems to be running quite quickly. We're going to attack the non-aligned because we want the nationalists to win. So we're going to get some more election events happening. We still have a deficit of some equipment. One of the things that makes these divisions pretty successful from my testing is that if we go onto it, obviously it has horrific soft attack, horrific hard attack, but it has very high organization, which means that it can just sometimes outlast the organization of its opponent and then, you know, end the battle that way rather than through its actual strength. Whereas if you look at this division, organization is 32, but soft attack is like 3 times as much. Okay, so it's finally happened. Technically, the Democratic Coalition, the existing Democratic Coalition, was re-elected, but because they did not get a clear majority, I now have the option of either well, I have to form a new sort of coalition government. I can invite stuff, but I also have the option to give up forming a government and lend the job instead to the Nationalist Party, which is what I'm going to do. So, yeah, we're going to give up, and the Nationalist Party will get the job of forming a new government, and there you go. We are now nationalists. There's a few things that we should do straight away. First, we're going to go to neo-imperialism. And we're also going to start justifying on Kosovo. Well, we do have claims on Kosovo as one of our core states anyway, so it shouldn't be too difficult. And while we're at it, we'll also go for Montenegro, which we have claims on as well. It'll take us a bit longer to justify. And will we have enough political power for Bosnia? No. Alright, we need a bit more political power. This has happened to me before, but as soon as I justified war on Montenegro, it has joined NATO. Which is far from ideal, but, you know, it's more fun when you go up against, well, literally every other nation on your border. So what we're probably going to do is take Bosnia first, and Kosovo, so we at least have some territories, some results to show, and then go to war with Montenegro, which will probably then call in, you know, Slovakia, and, not Slovakia, Slovenia and Croatia, which are both in NATO already, and former Yugoslavian countries. Unfortunately, despite us now taking over the role of forming a new government, we only have 11 days to form a new government, because currently we do not have a majority. However, we now have enough political power to permanently suspend elections. Yes. So now we don't have to worry about forming a new government because we are now permanently in power. Meanwhile, I've also gone with mobilise the working class, just gives us another civilian factory as our new focus. And yeah, why not just build more units? We're going to need them. Also get some military factories temporarily, so we can start building a few more divisions and units. Let's build some artillery and also some more of these. Oh no, looks like we've run out of aluminium. Alright, that's better. Let's just build more small arms, because that's going to let us build more of those special divisions. Let's put our military on the border with Kosovo and just threaten them a little bit. When does the war goal end? Oh, there you go, on the 13th of March 2018, so still got a little bit of time. And let's draw an attack plan right here. They only have one division to defend, though. I think even at the time of a declaration of war, so you can just walk round and take their capital anyway. It's sort of not too problematic at all. Let's research. What can we research? What does this give us? Yeah, let's go with that. And we completed the improved small arms, so what else can we do? No. What about here? The doctrine takes forever, I'm not even sure what it does, to be honest. Yeah, why not? Let's go with this. Also, I think we have enough political power to justify war on Bosnia. There you go. We've completed another focus, so now let's go for the heavy industry, because why not? Let's go all out on that military production right here. So we're still trying to deal with the deficit here. And our war against Bosnia will be finished, or the war goal rather, on the 25th of March 2019, so basically a year after we capture or recapture Kosovo, so it's quite a long wait. January 2018, and it's time to pick a new national focus, which is going to be... what is it going to be? This gives us stability and political power. Oh, nice. Yeah, let's go with satisfy the middle class. Also, interestingly, Italy now has a nationalist government, which is interesting, so I'm trying to improve relations there. And we'll be ready to invade Kosovo in about 2 months' time, I think. Let's improve the defense of our divisions with these missiles for the time when we inevitably get attacked by all of NATO. And let's also... not that. Let's research the stereolithography for some more production efficiency. I have finished my war goal with Kosovo, and yeah, let's just do it. Let's declare war. There you go. Let's start the battle plan. So let's send this guy over here, and then continue on here. This guy we can send here. This guy can go here. I guess we can also get the Air Force to do something. I mean, we won't need it, because I think Kosovo will just fall in literally a matter of days. But, you know, why not? Alright, the Air Force... well, I hope... yes, there you go. So it's now in position. Let's see the situation on the ground. And now and then let's continue to the capital. Apparently they have 4 to 5 factories, which I don't really believe, but it would be nice, because it's definitely a good buff to our industry. And you can attack the capital. I mean, once we have them surrounded on all sides, they're not going to stand a chance. Let's see this. Yeah, the green air is nice. Alright, we've also cancelled one of our national focuses, which is not ideal. Maybe it has a clause like you can't be at war or something, I'm not actually sure. Just the small capital left. Alright, yeah. We have alright stats. I mean, if you look at this, it's not too bad. Even the weak divisions, which we have, like, a lot of building. I think we actually reached the maximum. No, we still have one to go. But yeah, this is for future wars. Yeah, so our next war goal is Montenegro, but they are in NATO, so I might have to wait an entire year and take Bosnia first, and then we can go for Montenegro, I guess. And then we'll also have a massive border with Croatia, which they are in NATO, so if they get called into the war, then that will be an easy capture. There you go. We've taken the capital. And we should get peace treaty now. Or if not now, then in a day's time. We might as well select our national focus while we're at it. Yeah, why not get to 3 research slots? I mean, it's nothing bad about that. Obviously not as powerful as in the base game, I would say, because you do start off with more research slots, but still. There you go, Kosovo has capitulated. Do we not get a peace deal? I mean, we should. Again, Kosovo has capitulated, and no one really seems to care, apparently, because the world tension has literally, like, not changed. Alright, maybe we'll get a peace deal soon. Apparently not. Let's see the factory count. So they have 2 civilian factories. And there you go. Finally. I don't know why it took so long for the peace deal. They also have 2 iron, which is nice. Let's take all states. There you go. And the world tension still has barely changed. So nice. Now let's get our army on the border with Bosnia. So there's some big news to unravel. Firstly, and most importantly, Montenegro recently elected a nationalist outlook government, same as me, and therefore they have left NATO, which means that I will be free to invade them when this war goal finishes, which is 16th of July, so let's get ready for that. So that means a couple of things. Firstly, I don't have to wait an entire year for anything to happen and invade Bosnia. I can instead invade Montenegro, which is definitely fun. On the other hand, I might want to start justifying war against Croatia, because it's going to take, like, a very long time, and I need more political power. So, essentially, I'll be able to take these 2 nations, Montenegro and Bosnia, but then I won't see, you know, a big war with NATO, which I was expecting when I invaded Montenegro. So, I guess I have more time to prepare for the war with NATO. I mean, it'll take, like, what, 3 years just to justify in Croatia, which is, you know, horrendous. So we might as well start positioning the troops on the Montenegrin border. Where is the... There you go. Front line. Also, I finished the building primary schools focus, so I now have 2 free research slots, because one of the focuses I did had already finished. So let's improve this. And what else have we got? I mean, we could focus on air a little bit. What does this give us? Nah. I guess we could do this. The basic bomber design. And we also need to now select a new national focus, which... What does this do? Another research lot, really? Yeah, I mean, we could go for strengthen the government. Yeah, why not? Let's get some more political power. Maybe should have done that a bit earlier, actually. But there you go. We might as well draw a battle plan as well, so they can start preparing through Montenegro. Wow, so at the end of the day, we'll have, well, we won't go to war with NATO so soon, and we'll be able to invade Montenegro, and then we'll have more time to prepare for war with for the time when the war actually starts. These I'm gonna let them prepare a little more. I mean, this one's nearly finished. Okay, time for some more fun. Justification against Montenegro has now finished, and I think we can just declare war. Send. Right, let's see how this goes. Okay, obviously we seem to be winning. Right. Why not, instead of you attacking me, you can just move. And then also to the capital. What about this guy? Yeah. So, yeah, we seem to have all the right stats. What about the aerial superiority? Well, we do have aerial superiority over the Western Balkans, which is nice. Considering, like, I have not basically not improved air force whatsoever. Alright, let's see this. How's our equipment doing? Woo! Green, everything. Oh, nah, there's red at the bottom. Okay. And obviously these fighting vehicles. I am building some more of this equipment. Alright, let's see. Apparently they have 2 to 4 factories, which is nice again. So you basically don't need to build your own industry when you can just take it from your neighbouring countries. And I think with me capturing the capital, that's actually the war over right there. We could gain some XP though. There you go, Montenegro has capitulated. And yeah, basically the world tension has not risen. I mean, imagine this happening in real life. Like, and then in this game, just there. No one really cares, apparently. I mean, if this was like a real simulator of, you know, how the UN works and everything like that, it would be great news. Then yeah, it would be really difficult to play because basically whatever you do would just get countered straight away. So these guys are ready for deployment. You know, why not? Let's just do it. Ta-da! Look at that. We have a large military. 14 divisions for a minor nation. I mean, bearing in mind most of those divisions are pretty weak divisions, but nevertheless. I also have a new strategy now, seeing as I think we've run out of the amounts of divisions that we can train of these, because they're technically classified as like special forces. Oh, there you go, we have the treaty. Take all states. Yes, please. There you go. So because they are classified as special forces divisions, we can only train a limited number. But let's design a new division. I'm telling you guys, this is the new meta. I've created a new meta, not that. We're going to go with just 1 light infantry battalion. I mean, the soft attack is better than with the special forces, and, you know, the organisation is nice. I mean, we could increase it to 2, but then you just need more equipment, and, like, what would you rather have? 1 division which is, you know, better, or 2 divisions which together are the same as that division, but you can cover more tiles, you can attack from multiple directions, which gives you a bonus. So, like, yeah. And let's see, we can train a few of these. What's our equipment looking like? Oh no. Oh dear. That's not good. Let's train a few more. Because we have like 1,000 guns, I think. So this is how you play. I mean, like, sure, we have these, but they take a lot of stuff to build, and, you know, it's difficult. Whereas you can build loads of these smaller units. You know, potentially it's a good strategy.